Even if I didn't know all of the sweeping changes and the chaos that's happening right now in the United States, especially since January the 20th, 2025, I could still look at the astrology chart for today and for this, actually for the whole year, and predict that there's some truly disruptive change occurring. I'm Jennifer Lakshmi Dove of Dove Light Astrology. Today is February the 12th, 2025, and let's talk about the full moon in Leo that's happening right now as I'm recording this. I'm so excited. We're going to talk about the full moon, and then I have some horoscopes for you coming up next, one for each sign. So this full moon, 24 degrees of Aquarius is where the sun is sitting right now. And the moon is at 24 degrees of Leo. That always with the full moon, we have spotlights. We have like a highlight, you think of being on stage, Leo, and the spotlight is on you. The spotlight is on the thing that needs to change that perhaps you already know, but you've been avoiding. And the thing that's happening with this particular full moon, which leads me to suggest some somewhat alarming, if not purely sweeping change, is the planet Uranus. Uranus is hanging out in Taurus at 23 degrees, and it is creating a square to the sun and a square to the moon. The sun and the moon are opposite each other. So it's like this big triangle in the cosmos. And what we call this in astrology a T-square. T-squares are, think of a triangle, like the energy goes round and round and round in abrupt, sharp ways. There's tension, there's, lots of tension. That's the best word I can come up with looking at this chart, tension and change. The energies of 2025 are moving so fast that in some ways, 2024 is going to feel like a completely different life. A lot of folks will be moving this year, changing jobs, having kids, getting married, making those big life changes, moving into your first apartment, buying your first car, those kind of changes, those big life changes happening this year. And we've been thinking about those things, right? They've been in the back of our mind for a long time. But with this particular energy of this year and also this particular full moon is saying, do it and do it now. And in fact, if you're not going to take the action, I, being the planet Uranus and the full moon in Leo, am going to nudge you forward, even if you don't feel ready. If you've been thinking about starting a business, or taking a chance, taking a risk of some kind, a safe risk, not a physical risk, now is a good time to consider taking action toward it. Uranus is the planet of change. It's the planet of disruption, chaos, innovation. It is electric. It's like the higher vibration of Mercury. So it's higher mind thinking, big picture thinking, but it tends to sharpen the edges of things that occur. It tends to create major surprises and just take us out on the edge of our comfort zone and push us beyond it. That's what's happening right now. Let's look at some horoscopes. Uranus is also the planet of aviation. So, and it's been in Taurus for a while, but it hasn't been squaring the sun and the moon in this way. Uranus rules Aquarius, actually. and it rules the air sign of Aquarius, and the sun rules the sign of Leo. So if we take this back to a personal level, part of us is ready. We're like right on the edge of taking this step to do the thing that we know we need to do, whether it's move, start the business, make yourself visible in some way. There's a lot of people starting new projects right now, moving their social media presence from one platform to another. That's happening right now. But Leo calls us forward. It calls us onto the stage. It calls our creativity forward. So it's a beautiful time. It's a hectic time, but it is a good time to take on those creative projects and get out of your comfort zone with those things and take action on them, especially in the realms of media, writing, technology development, software development, radio, podcasting, those kind of things. It is time for that. If you're writing a book, this kind of electric energy can sort of spark you forward and ignite your inner creativity, bring the muse back online if she hasn't been online for a while. There's also quite a bit of energy in Aries right now. Saturn is at 18 degrees of Pisces, and it's going to be in Pisces for a little bit here, but it is making a square to Jupiter right now. So there is this sense of expand and contract. Expand with Jupiter, contract with Saturn. Expand and contract, like I'm gonna do it, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, no, I think I'm not gonna do it actually. But the energy that I want to help you with is to take the risk and to trust your intuition, to trust that your creativity has a landing place, that your life has a landing place. You have never, ever not gotten up again if you failed at something. And Saturn is here to sort of hold the structure for us to try these new things, try these new platforms, try these new innovative ideas and plans. And the energy of Aries, Venus is in Aries right now, not always the happy place. And Neptune is getting ready to move into Aries. Saturn will be moving into Aries later this year. There's a lot of energy around new beginnings, and that energy is here through this entire year. Okay, full moon, chaotic change agent for all of us, calling us forward, putting the spotlight on the parts of us that want to do something new but have been afraid. It is time. Okay, I've said this before, but the energy is here to really support you to do something different, to move across the country, to move across the state, whatever it is. So the energy's dynamic. That's what I'm focused on when I'm talking about creative projects. It's also potentially disruptive. So you might start out in a direction and be course corrected. So you can kind of expect that to happen. Leo is fiery, it's expressive, and it sort of clashes with Uranus being so unpredictable and revolutionary. So there's tension, but we need tension to change, okay? Let's look at the horoscopes for the full moon in Leo. We have one horoscope for each sign, so you want to listen to yours and always listen for your sun sign and your rising sign. I'll have in the description of this video, you'll see timestamps where you can click forward and backwards to listen to your particular sun and rising, or those of your friends and family members. Starting with Aries. Aries, the full moon is lighting up your creative and romance sectors. You're feeling the desire to connect with someone or with a community of people. And this energy is urging you to express yourself boldly, to trust yourself. You can do the things. When you're alone by yourself, Aries, sometimes you forget about the things that you can do. And when you are in connection with others, you're reminded, because you're really, really good at creating connection for other people. So right now, with this energy of Uranus, embrace the changes that are happening for you. And you want to try to avoid any impulsive decisions in your relationships, Aries. So Taurus, the full moon is shining a light on your home and your family life, the places where you are comfortable or uncomfortable, and it's bringing to light, to the surface, some emotional revelations. Some information from your childhood that hasn't been available to you is coming up right now. And Uranus may be helping this happen. These, unconscious things come into your awareness. Maybe Uranus may be helping this happen in sort of unexpected and abrupt ways. So the key for you right now, Taurus, is to stay grounded, to get outside, to walk in the snow or to walk on the grass or walk anywhere outside, get some sunshine. That's really going to help you to make the changes that are necessary. Gemini, communication and your social connections are in focus right now. The Uranus square could disrupt some of the plans you've had. Like, you may need to sort of be the mutable, changeable sign you are and go with the flow of things and be flexible right now and open to new perspectives from people who care about you. This is a time to really break free from some outdated routines too, and to embrace innovative ideas for your own life. Cancer, the full moon is highlighting your finances right now, urging you to sort of evaluate your resources and your self-worth, especially. Uranus is maybe bringing some abrupt changes to your friendships, to your relationships. And you might notice that the goals you had last year or the year before have shifted, and now you're ready to set some new ones. So you want to stay adaptable and to trust your intuition to navigate any surprises that might come up. Leo, this is your full moon, Leo, shining a light on your identity and your personal goals. You're having these thoughts and feelings of, who am I now at this point in my life? Who am I? Who do I want to be? That's the better question. Where do I want to go? What do I desire? What is my greatest desire to experience and create in my life for myself and for the people I care about? Uranus is squaring your career sector. So all through this year and even into last year, there's been a lot of tension around money, making money, how you do that, how you want to do that, your career. Because you deserve recognition for your gifts and your talents. And sometimes it's unclear about how to create that for yourself. And sometimes you just kind of want to retreat too, Leo. You can be shy sometimes, even though Sun is your ruler. And so you want to embrace the changes that are happening, because there's a lot of change happening. And I'm saying embrace the change as if it's really an easy thing to do. Sometimes it is not an easy thing to do. Get the support that you need, Leo, and you want to create a situation, a life, community of support people for yourself that help you step into your power with more confidence and self-worth. Virgo, the full moon is activating your spirituality and your subconsciousness. And so some hidden emotions are coming up to the surface. Some stuff related to siblings, perhaps, or extended family members. And Uranus is also encouraging you to really break free of these beliefs that you've had, or beliefs that were installed in you when you were a child, that you're aware now really limit you. Okay, limit your definition of yourself. So use the energy to let go of any of this phenomena, this ephemera that doesn't support you to create the identity and the life that you want to create for yourself. Libra. Libra, your social life, your community are highlighted right now, and being involved with other people is really important from this new moon through next month especially. Uranus is in the part of your chart that indicates your shared resources. So that could be the resources you share with your spouse or with a business partner. And it may bring some unexpected shifts in your finances, Libra. But part of you kind of senses this, part of you kind of knows this, and perhaps you've been preparing too. So you want to stay open to new alliances, new people to collaborate with, and to get support so that you're ready to adapt to any changes that are happening. Scorpio. The full moon is illuminating your career and your public image. And the public image piece is important for you, Scorpio, because you don't like to be in the spotlight most of the time. You'd like to help other people get into the spotlight, right? And I mean, you can be the one out front if it's supporting someone else, but now you're being called to be the leader, whether you are leading a group of people through something, you're in the spotlight. You could be on stage of some kind, Scorpio. And Uranus is in your relationship sector, creating some tension. And again, the tension is needed, to create change. We need to feel that push-pull feeling. And the changes are going to be happening between your personal and your professional commitments, Scorpio. You want to work on balance here, and to embrace the changes without burning any bridges. Because I see you're getting to a point where you're like, I don't want to pretend that this is okay anymore, and I'm going to change this. This energy is really nudging you forward, right out of your comfort zone into this place of change. Okay. Sagittarius. The full moon is expanding you and is encouraging you to dream big and to explore new horizons. Now, that energy is not unfamiliar to you, Sagittarius, but this is about looking at the way that you set up your life and allowing yourself to be very expansive about how you think about your life. You're very expansive about how you think about ideas and how your work in the world, but this is in particular to the way that you set up your life, your plans, your daily routines. The key is to break free from anything that is boring to you, Sagittarius, anything that's created this stagnant energy or this feeling of monotony, like you're just going through the motions. You really want to allow the part of you that loves to be spontaneous about how you live your life, okay? And to trust the process of that. It's bringing some change your way, but you really can trust that the energy is here to support you, Sagittarius. Capricorn. You're looking at your intimate life, Capricorn. There's a lot of emotional intensity for you right now. There has been for a while. And with Uranus here, it's really sparking this need to express yourself somehow, or a sudden spark of inspiration. There could be some upheaval in your personal life too. Like, all of that is about change. All of that is about changing things, because you may be in relationships that are not supporting the you want to be. They're not authentically you anymore. Doesn't mean you have to end all your relationships, Capricorn, but you want to stay open to the transformation that is unfolding organically, and you also want to stop trying to control it all. Okay? Aquarius, the full moon sun, the sun is in your sign right now. So happy birthday to all the Aquarians out there. This full moon is really highlighting your relationships. It's helping to help you balance your own needs over the needs of other people. Aquarians can be so giving and so concerned about everyone else's happiness and everyone else's place. In some ways, it can be very Cancerian in that way. But with Uranus shining, it's shining. With Uranus, your sign's ruler, like with its intense, somewhat disruptive energy, is making you say, now is the time, I've got to change this. I'm done. Okay, Aquarius? You need to have a sense of freedom while you are nurturing other people. So you want to make sure that you're taking care of your own needs and that the changes in your personal life, that the energy is here to support, that you're not talking yourself out of making those. And Pisces, 12th sign, 12th house. The full moon is illuminating your daily routines. It's highlighting your health. It's time to get serious about your health, Pisces. It's time to do something to create more emotional balance for yourself. And when you notice you are, the focus has shifted from self-care to caring for other people, to bring it back to taking care of yourself. Pisces is so intuitive, and the energy right now is so intense. You want to leave time in your schedule to take more breaks, to sleep more as you need to, Pisces, and to really trust your intuition, because you are seeing some of these disruptive energies happening before they happen. And that's part of your gift, Pisces. And it's okay that that's happening. You don't have to save the world either. I want to say that to you too. Like, when you know these things, you don't have to go start taking action to make it better for everyone. You can share with your significant others, share with your safe community, and make sure that you don't deplete your energy, and let your inner guidance, guide you through these changes. Okay, everybody, this full moon in Leo squared by Uranus with this incredible T-square here. I didn't talk about how the energy is actually moving toward the sign of Scorpio with this T-square. If you have any questions about that, please leave them in the comments under this video, and I can answer anything there. And with the energy here being in this time of extreme emotional intensity, where for some of us, we're like having, overwhelm every day, or tears every day, or, really needing support every day. Let yourself have those things. Get your friends around you and exchange, talk about what's going on. Because it's unexpected, it is surprising, it's chaotic, it's all of that crazy that none of us really like, because it's coming, each thing is coming one after the other, after the other, after the other. It can set off your hypervigilance if you're someone who has suffered from PTSD. And so you really, really want to do things that help you stay grounded in your truth while you kind of roll with the changes that are happening, okay? Use your energy, use your voice during this time. It's because it's a very creative time too. The moon is in Leo, and Leo is ruled by the sun. It is the 5th house on each of our charts, which is where our creativity lives. So doing creative things can help move this energy. Exercise can help move this energy. So leave me a question or comment, please, below this video. I love hearing from you. And if you love astrology and you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends so that we can, broaden the community here and bring other people into the world of astrology. Yeah, and I will be back again soon. And I wish you happy stargazing. And I'm Jennifer Lakshmi Dove, and I send you all my love with this full moon.